in your house, in your house, in your house, in your house. In your house, in your house, in your house.
Bada boom, realest one in the room. How you doing? I'm a certified G, bona fide stud. You can't teach that. And you are tuned in to IYH.
Hi, this is Isla Dawn, and you're watching In Your House podcast. This is Alexis Littlefoot, the Big Flexer, and this is In Your House.
Yeah. In your house with O'Con. Hey, O'Con in your house. Hollywood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. Wrestling in front of the crowds. Paragon's holding it down. Anybody can get it. Josh Joseph standing on his decisions. He is the voice. There is no choice. We is them boys in your house making wrestling noise. Moving fast just like cruiserweight action. In your house is the perfect distraction. Pumpers in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action. Smooth. What is up, guys? What is cracking? It's the Con Man, and I'm in your house. And you guys already know the vibes. Anytime we slide on through, we're here to give you that work when it comes to this professional wrestling business. And guys, it's Thursday. You know what that means. That means it's the day after Wednesday, which means it's time for the AEW Dynamite review show here at In Your House. And joining me, like they do each and every week, is, of course, my man over there representing Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room. He just debuted our newest show, the Raw After Party, this past Monday, shortly after Monday Night Raw. It was a great show. I listened to it at work. Him and Gonzo, Chris Gonzalez, I mean, the chemistry, father and son. I mean, these guys have been talking wrestling for years. Come on. It's available now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It was a great episode. He's here on the show, and we got to make sure the nurses keep him awake here, voice, because he's got a whole lot of ribs in him right now from the Rib Festival that he was at. He's the OG of professional wrestling. Tony Gonzalez is here. What's up, man?
Oh man, just excited, man. Been a good week of wrestling so far. Thought Raw was decent, liked NXT, and I thought AEW put out a really good show. One of their better shows after a pay-per-view than they usually do. So I'm excited.
Absolutely, man. I thought this was a strong episode that was really it flowed really well for me. I think you said it before we went on the air that the show just flowed really well. And I said to Voice this morning when I was on my first break at work, and I was really thinking about it because I had just finished watching Dynamite and getting the full episode in. And I'm going to bring Voice on here in a second the proper way. But I said to him, I was like, I think right now, in this moment in time, I'm enjoying AEW more than I'm enjoying WWE. We're going to talk about that. Of course, my man, we talk WCW on Wednesdays, but every day, he's the voice, Josh Joseph. What is up, man?
How goes it, house? How goes it, household? And Tony's nurses, if those ribs are still in him, you need to get that system going, jumpstart it, get that shit out, because goddamn, Tony, you can't keep that in there. What are you, a polar bear hibernating? What's going on, my
Hibernate,
friend?
man.
I got my laxative right
He's
here.
got his legs. He's got it ready to go.
And to know which one he has, fans, you gotta get onto all these companies and let them know, because we will not advertise for you. You
No,
noticed
not for
when he
free.
put it up there,
No.
it was invisible, because
Exactly.
we do
That's
not
by
support
design.
you if you don't support us. So
That's
come
by
on,
design.
get out there and support Tony. We want to get him a whole, well, whatever's left with him. To be able to have all the medications he loves.
Yeah,
so
man.
fans, join us. Sign up to our website. You can hit us up there. I would like to finalize this with Tony. You and Chris did a fantastic job. I
Yes.
stayed up for that entire episode just to watch you guys, and you guys went above and beyond expectations, and it really shows why Gonzo's wrestling room and sports room has been going for as long as it has. So congratulations on a great opening show for IYH.
Absolutely.
Thanks. We had fun, man.
You
we
could
enjoyed
tell.
it.
I
You
could
could
tell.
tell you two were enjoying it.
That's the vibe I want to put out. That's why I picked them, because I knew that they were going to go in there, do a good job. I'm happy to have them, their voices, more ears listening to OG and Chris on the In Your House Podcast Network on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, where we get many downloads, and like that's not a brag, that's just a fact. Like our podcast version, there is opportunity to get heard by a lot more voices that in different areas. So that's what we're proud of here. But today we're proud to talk a little AEW Dynamite, because they were over there in Detroit, Michigan. You had our boy Kevin Calloway, the professional, the Chaos Goblin. He was in the building for that live crowd and voice. I just want to say this right now. Me and you both know that Kevin, being not only an in-ring competitor, but also an educator, he's pretty critical of shows and in-ring things and little things that the normal fan wouldn't really notice. He notices that stuff because he's a trained professional wrestler, trained booker, he's booked shows, he's agented matches, he's done all these things. And I wanted his opinion because he went to the show, and what he said to me reassured what I had already thought from watching the show. And he was like, I was there in person and I had a blast. It was vibes. It was an ECW like feel. The crowd, I felt it off my phone screen that the crowd was locked in from the beginning. This Detroit crowd wanted wrestling. All the posts I'm seeing from our brothers and sisters over there in Michigan, because we got many people in Michigan that listen to In Your House, that rock with In Your House, that roll with us. They were there. I saw pictures. Bro, voice, we're going to talk about the show, but I want to get some of your thoughts on this. Seeing that energy, hearing that energy, seeing our Michigan friends post pictures on social media, Instagram and Facebook and everything, having an amazing time. I mean, an amazing time. Feels like AEW is hitting a super hot stride right now, voice.
Well, yeah, they are. I mean, to take a naysayer like Kevin, because of the way he views wrestling. I mean,
Yeah.
When he watches it, it's not like how we watch it. He's got multiple things going on, especially booking wise in his head.
Yeah.
I mean, he always goes to that. For him to enjoy this Dynamite live as much as he did just proves that AEW is hitting strides. They're understanding what the fans are enjoying, much like this show represented it. We've talked many times that AEW plays better to a crowd live and on television when they're in smaller arenas, when they can do things like this. I mean, just a simple move like in the trios, the Demand versus the Conglomerate.
New champs, yep.
New champs, the Demand. Ricochet doing his flip dive to the outside
Yeah.
where it was at the ramp, it actually looked really cool because the way he landed at like an angle and still kept his balance and then was able to like, I don't know, he made it very Ricochet the way he transitioned back into the ring from there.
Yeah.
Things like that you don't get if you're not, if you're playing to an audience in which you think is watching and
Yeah.
that will show up. When you play to the audience that's going to show up and going to watch and tune into, you get great shows like this. I mean, hell, Willow's moment. I mean, come
Oh
on.
man.
And then to
Oh,
follow
my
it up with
gosh.
Monet coming out there
and tearing it all down.
honestly, I thought Monet stole the show from Willow in that moment for me because it really played into what some of the WWE's women's division is missing when it comes to somebody stepping up. It also replaced that hole that we have from Tekla not being on there. She gave that heel vibe and coming out there.
Yep.
And what I really love too is in her past, when the fans have gotten loud and ruckus, her promos have turned to shit. In this, she stuck to what she was saying.
Yep.
She didn't give a fuck what they were saying.
And she played into the crowd, which I was like, oh, Mercedes is she's really finding a stride as like somebody who not just knows how to play a heel, but also knows how to work the crowd as a heel.
Exactly. And I mean, she proved it in that. And one of the last things I'll say before we really get into the discussion.
Yeah.
Jungle Boy. I mean, come the fuck on.
Bro.
If you're not a fan of Jack Perry and what he can do in a ring, this dude is on a mission to prove anybody who doubted him they don't know wrestling. They don't like, I get it where his background comes from. Yeah. You want to look at him and you want to be like, dude, your dad was a part of one of the biggest shows in the 90s. Look at you. You're not as big.
Silver spoon.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is fed to you. Your biggest accomplishment is a backstage ruckus with CM Punk.
Yeah, yeah.
No, this dude. I said it months ago. He's one of my top favorites.
Bro.
Whenever we did the mount, like the new pillars.
The new pillars, yeah.
I took him out of the old pillars and put him back into the new because I fucking believe in it. And I think last night he proved to that live Detroit crowd who was phenomenal.
Yes.
You compared to Chicago crowds last night.
They did.
You kept
Shout
me
out to
interested.
y'all. Shout out to y'all. They were the MVPs.
People needed to take their AEW glasses and put them on and then put on some fucking ECW filler bifocals with that because that was a fun show.
It was a fun show.
And Tony, I will agree with you. Should they have had that video package at the beginning for Redemption? 100%. We've talked about it a bunch of times. But throughout the show where they did play highlights of it,
Yeah.
it worked for me.
Okay.
It did work for me because they hit the big spots of Redemption.
Yes, I did notice that. So okay, let's transition. Let's bring it over to OG because I know OG. I know you had some thoughts on the show. I know I'm hyped up on the show just because the Michigan crowd was there. You know, Rhino was in the building. You know, ICP was in the building. So much Detroit representation. The crowd was there. Once again, I'm going to get your thoughts, but man, the energy, the feeling, the vibes from that Detroit crowd, I just want to get some of your thoughts on it, seeing it from your point of view.
Real quick, I want to touch on Jack Perry.
Yeah, let's go.
I like when it first started with Jack Perry. I liked him, and then he turned heel, and it didn't work for me.
Yeah,
and the reason was because he was trying to be a tough guy.
Yeah,
and you got this 180-pound guy trying to be a tough guy, and it didn't translate to me. But I will agree. I think it was good for him to be a heel because now what he is a lot better. So I 100% agree with you. I think he is hitting. I think he can be a pillar. I think before they called him a pillar because who he was. You know, his dad was a star and all this stuff. I think now he can be a pillar, and so I agree. I think even though I didn't care for him as a heel, I think it was important for him to be that,
Yeah,
to find his way as not just a bubblegum babyface.
for sure.
Even though
Yeah,
he's kind of a babyface now, but it's different.
got a
So
little
that's
more
one thing.
edge to him.
Yes, definitely. And then the other thing, one thing I think with Mercedes, the reason I think it even worked more for her being a heel, and it was easier for her because the crowd was so for Willow. Willow is
Oh man,
such a great baby face.
and
Probably
they
the best
leaned into it.
probably the best baby face that Mercedes has went against since she's been in AEW. So I think it made her job a little easier. I mean, she, when the crowd responded like it did, it made it easy for her to stay that way because they were so into Willow. So
Yeah,
I think it really helped her. But
yeah.
yeah, I really enjoyed the show, man, and uh, Andrade stood out to me again.
Oh
I
man,
just love Andrade. I loved Andrade's
We're getting it.
promo. It was simple, but I liked it. The match was good
match
that
was
they had. Yeah, it was good. I'm liking that they give Mark Davis some promo time. I
yes,
mean,
man.
it wasn't a long promo, but that's what they need to do if they want to try to build
Yes.
these
Oh
guys a
my
little bit.
God.
The Willow celebration, I thought her voice was a little shaky at first, but I think it was because of the emotion. And
Yeah.
I actually thought it made it better, especially when Mercedes came out. I think it even made it
Yes,
better because that's one of the best women's segments, promo wise, that they've done, maybe ever,
man.
maybe ever. And yeah, there was a lot of stuff to like. The at the end of the night, the promo with a lot of people are really loving the last promo of the night with Omega and Ospreay. I didn't love it quite as much. Not that it was bad.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was strong. I thought it went a little too long, but
I agree with that
I thought,
wholeheartedly.
but I did think it was good. But compared, and the other thing I really like, guys, you guys know I haven't been really big into Cope and Christian, but I tell you what, I really liked that set down last night.
You like the
Thank you,
sit down?
Tony.
Okay.
Thank you, Tony. I forgot to mention that, but I love that
I
too.
That was one of my favorite things on the show. I thought it was perfect. I think it was better that they didn't do it in front of the crowd
Yeah.
because they didn't get interrupted with the chants and the stuff. Sometimes I think that's better. I think
Yeah.
sometimes they need to be in the front of the crowd. Sometimes they don't. But I thought the Bucks was fantastic in their responses. I thought Edge and Christian, especially Christian, was fantastic with his responses. That was one of my highlights of the show. And you guys know I haven't been all four, but that got me excited for that match.
Yeah,
And,
man.
I haven't
Christian,
I haven't been excited for their tag team division a whole lot in a while. So I really like that.
dude, the fact Christian was like, "Your wives are gonna be there." Good, good.
Yeah,
Like, whoa.
yeah.
Christian has become a character that is just like his humor is so dry, but it works for him. Like it's just he you'll never see any movement on his face, but you know he's gonna say some wild shit, and that's what I like about Christian.
Well, that's what Billy Ray said. Billy Ray said that's Christian. He said Christian is a dick. He's always been a dick, and that's Christian. He said all the time backstage, if you're putting together a match, he said that's Christian all the time. That's what I've heard Billy Ray say before.
Hey, you're just a version of yourself turned up times 10. That's what I've always heard more than anything else, and he plays it really, really well. Yeah, I got to say, this episode of Dynamite, I really enjoyed it, really had a lot of fun. Brodido and Speedball Mike Bailey versus Brian Cage, Jake Doyle, and Kyle Fletcher. It was a good win for Brodido and Mike Bailey leading up to Mike Bailey's match against Kyle Fletcher next week in Mexico. And I still don't care for Mike Bailey. I still don't care for Speed Bump Mike Bailey. But damn, the crowd loves this dude. Damn it, they love this dude. And I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Because he's a good guy. It's that simple card, man.
He is popular in Detroit because he's done a lot of shows independent.
Oh, okay. He's from the area, or he's worked the area.
He's worked that area a lot, so
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
I still don't understand why he comes out in that short little rub and tug fucking outfit. Like he's gonna fucking this guy like
His
dude,
music is like some weird 80s music or something. I don't get it. Like, I don't get it.
I don't either. And
Is he the Karate Kid? What is he?
What is he? He forgot half of the karate gear. I don't. It's weird because
Dude's over, though.
but he's over in certain crowds,
Regions, areas, yeah.
areas. When you take him out to a different area,
New
they
York,
tend to not
California.
pop for him that much. I mean, he does get pops, but again, you have Kevin Knight who blew up, and now he's seen as the heel and all this. So just like Tony brought up with Mercedes having that little bit of ease going into, the crowd being so into Willow. To me, Mike Bailey gets that kind of little bit because he's always going to be the guy. I'm standing up for AEW and what's right, guys, while I sell your kids meth.
Super white meat baby face,
God. It's gross.
Uber white meat baby face to where it's really annoying. So okay, let's pivot the conversation real quick because there was a lot of great wrestling on this night, but I didn't want to skitter past this, and that's the fact that we do have new AEW World Trios Champions. The conglomeration lost the titles to the Demand, and I got to tell you, Ricochet, I don't know what's going on with this whole twist and flip collaboration that they're doing with with Jay Lethal and Lee Johnson and Blake Shelton, but Ricochet's doing his best work that I have ever seen.
Yeah.
There, said it.
Dude,
I said it.
And guess what?
He's doing the best work I've ever seen.
He's not on the internet making a fool of himself. He's taken that out of him. And guess what, Howse? We're talking about his in-ring performances.
And talking about him being a solid promo. A solid promo.
And even when he's on the side of commentary, not even on commentary, but just being an asshole off to the side, he's doing well.
Yep.
I love where Ricochet's at.
He's improved so much. So much. I mean, this is a dude that Triple H on record said this dude was afraid of a mic. You like this dude. You put a mic anywhere around him, it's like turning on the light with a whole bunch of cockroaches all in the middle of the floor. They scatter, they're gone. That's like putting a microphone around Ricochet. He doesn't want to be around it. Not anymore. Oh. That dude, you put a mic in that dude's hand, not only is he confident, he can carry the promo, you can give him time if he needs more time, he can do it. I think that he went out of his way to prove to everybody and himself that he can do things that he's uncomfortable with.
Oh,
and he proved that he did it.
Yeah, he had to, and he's doing well with it. We're praising him for his performances, not his tweets.
Yep. Is that kind of where you're at, OG? Same feeling with Ricochet? Is that he's improved a lot?
Yeah, I agree, and I think that they did the right thing by having him come in and give him the mic, and he struggled a little bit at first, but they give him an opportunity, and I think where it really clicked is when they made him a heel. I think he got more comfortable as a heel because I don't know, I've never been a pro wrestler, but in some cases I think it'd be easier to be a heel. It's easier to get booed than it is to get cheered. So I think that it just they had patience. Hey, go do it, and he did it. And I think that WWE's a lot more high pressure. And I said this long time ago when he went to AEW. It's just a better fit than WWE. So I think he's where he should be.
Hey, real quick, Tony, do you think over the years that you've watched different stories being thrown out there from WWE to WCW to all the different promotions, in this day and age, WWE, they don't really allow the performer or the talent to try to cook like AEW does. Like to me, if Ricochet were to have done this character it wouldn't have got it out of the first 6 months over in WWE because they would have gave up on him because he did struggle on the mic at the beginning. But for some reason, AEW said, no, we see it. You just need the reps. And they kept giving him reps and reps and reps. And now he's where he's at right now. So I was just wondering from your aspect, does that even ring a bell with what you see today?
Oh, definitely, because first of all, Vince was very tight on, far as script wise. I think Triple H has lightened up that some, but I think it's more lightened up for the big stars. Roman can go out and do what he wants. Punk can go out and do what he wants.
Yep.
Cody can go out and do. Ricochet would have never got that option.
Nope.
To go out and do what he wants.
Then your statement with Ricochet, with what you said, it's a better fit for him. And that's 100,000 times % right.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing it. It's proof in the pudding. He's allowed to cook, and look what we're loving what him and the Demand are doing.
Yep. Yeah. No, you're absolutely. I love what you guys are saying because it's basically what OG is saying, and I agree with it. Is that they're giving these guys opportunities to succeed or fail or both on the mic. And with WWE, it's like, if you're not perfect and within like the first 2 promos, they're like, yep, take the mic out of his hand. We're done with it. Like, you talk about Ricochet and how they said, hey, we're going to keep putting the mic in your hand. We're going to get those reps in. We're going to get those reps in. They did the same thing with Kevin Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about that hugely with him.
That was a big discussion here In Your House when we were talking about Kevin Knight and a mic in his hand. And now look, he's found his cadence. He's found his flow. You got to give him a chance. And that's one thing I thoroughly appreciate that AEW does, is that they will give you a chance to talk if you want a mic in your hand. There's a lot of opportunities where maybe it's a collision. You know what I'm saying? And you're like, hey, let me get some mic time on Collision. Give me like 2 minutes on Collision just to talk. Anytime I'm on the show, anytime I'm wrestling, let me cut some sort of promo. Even if it's backstage, in the ring, whatever, give me a chance to cut a promo. And when you take those many opportunities, yeah, the first couple times they're going to stink. But if you have any sort of wits about you, you're going to figure it out and you're going to tweak it. And you're going to know when to let things breathe. Let the crowd say what they're going to say. Get to the point, because I think that's a lot of issues with some wrestlers, that they don't know how to get to the point. You know, it's a professional wrestling promo. It's not a podcast. We don't need the whole story. We need you to get to the point. You know, so you got to get to the point. So I just appreciate the fact that AEW is giving guys these chances.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, when was the last time you heard Ricochet go, ah! I mean, it's been forever, but that was a thing with him. Like, that was one thing that helped him get over.
Yep.
Like it, love it, or hate it, it doesn't matter. It was something that people could hear that and associate with him. He's doing fantastic work. He needs to keep it up. His whole team. I forget the big dude's name in it, but that dude almost fucking knocked his own self out when he ran into those stairs.
Oh, when he ran into the steps, dude, that was wild.
Roderick was like, woo!
He's like, no, absolutely not.
Not taking that one.
That was great. But, you know, we talk about giving people opportunities to speak on the mic and giving them chances to grow on the mic. We talked about it with Kevin Knight. We just talked about it with Ricochet. Another one who I think is getting those types of opportunities, and he's also a champion just like Ricochet. That's the national champion, the new national champion, Andrade. And I got to tell you, the triple threat match, we'll talk more about it because I want to talk more about it on the loves and the lows, so I'm going to keep it tight on that one. The match was great, but Andrade himself, OG, I'm going to go to you first on this one, and then I'm going to go to Voice, just because I know how critical you were. When we first brought you onto this show, to the AEW Dynamite show, you were like, no, I have zero interest in Andrade. Yep. Now he's the national champion. He had a great match. He's over, and he doesn't have to say too much. He says just enough, man. Where are you at now with Andrade?
Yeah, man, he's on it, man. He don't have to say a lot. I mean, his English still ain't great, but it's good enough,
Yeah.
and the crowd's really behind him. His work in the ring's never been an issue,
Oh no.
never. But I think one thing for him, I think he got out of his own way. I think I
Um.
think I think that I think he figured it out. This is my last opportunity. Or I'm
Yep.
going back to C-mail, and I'm never going to be seen again. So either I'm going to put this together now, or I'm done. Because I mean, he'd been flip flopping from place to place, and it was
Yep.
always everybody else's fault. And I'm not saying that WWE didn't mess with him some. I'm not saying AEW didn't mess with him some, but there's one common denominator. Him. He was in both those places. So
Yep.
I think he searched, and I think he had some other issues, had some family issues that may have, maybe it wasn't the right timing. But I think the right timing's now. So
Yep.
I think he could be. I think he could be a big star. I mean, he's right there. There's another guy that I want to bring up in my loves that I think right now, man. I think it's the time to really push this guy. But I'll save that for the loves. But yeah, I love what Andrade's doing.
Incredible work right now. Loving the catchphrase. You know what? I wanted to make sure I said this. Love the fact that Tony Schiavone set him up for like all his lines. Like, for as much shit as I've given Schiavone over the last few months, Schiavone's been fun lately. I will say it. He's been a fun listen on. It's like they found the symmetry, found a flow between Excalibur, Taz, and Tony Schiavone, and then when you get Don Callis in the mix, it's even better. I love AEW's commentary team right now. I'll talk more about that later though. But Voice, where are you at right now with Andrade?
I'm right where I want to be. I'm loving this ride. I still think I'm standing on 10 toes every week, fans. You ain't taking me off of this ride. Andrade will be 3 title Andrade. He will have all 3. He is the linchpin that will destroy the Callis family. I don't want it destroyed, but I know what's going to happen with that in my own head. And so far, they are following the blueprint that I have set up weeks and weeks ago. So I love where Andrade's at. I think you're right, Tony. He got out of his own way. It's almost like
That's big.
he fell back in love with wrestling. It's you could see a definite change from all the way back to his WWE days when he first started, and we started seeing him rise, to when he went over to AEW for the first time, and then coming back. I had a whole story wrote for him over there when he came back to WWE. They didn't go with it, but they're going with what I set up on this idea with him, and I'm loving it. I really think I love the credit to Schiavone, the way you said that, House. Here's my thing. You don't have anybody else interview Andrade. Every time he's with Tony Schiavone, him and Tony Schiavone have moments in which, yes, is sometimes his English a little spotty and things like that.
Yeah.
Tony understands that and sets him up perfectly to highlight the great on mic skills Andrade has. Because that catchphrase, the way he sets up Tony Schiavone with that is the best.
Yep.
Because Tony falls for it.
Tony's just smiling the whole time because he
buys
knows what's
into
coming.
it. He knows what's coming, and he does the typical things that Tony Schiavone did that I fell in love with back in WCW days. I also agree with you with the commentary team. They're hitting strides. And again, we talk about it, and fans, you can call us delusional. I don't care. We're watching our rise. I guarantee you somebody is watching, because the big things that we have talked about for the past few months, every single one of them changed. And the commentary team was the kickoff with that. That is where we started talking about it, and they got their shit together. And since then, Tony Schiavone has become one of the crown jewels of that commentary team. I love the way he's playing into things. I love the way he's being lighthearted with it.
Yeah,
it does
man.
seem like, I don't know if it's a real issue or something, but Excalibur and Taz. Excalibur says some shit to Taz where you can kind of tell Taz is like a little annoyed with the way he jabs at him. And I
You gotta be careful with Taz.
Exactly. I appreciate fucking Excalibur, but we have to understand Taz was a part of some of the most diabolical things in wrestling and his own persona. And then wasn't it, what was in TNA? He was a part of Aces and Eights.
Yeah,
Yes.
I believe Aces and H, yeah.
Yeah, those guys were not, they didn't give a fuck about too much of anything besides beating ass.
Man,
And-
I wonder if Excalibur is listening to a little NXT commentary and listening to Vic Joseph poke at Booker T, because I'm telling you, bro, I've been listening and watching a lot of NXT for the last couple weeks, and Vic Joseph be having Booker T about to whoop his ass. Like Vic Joseph be risky, bro.
I wouldn't fuck with Booker T.
I know, like, what are you doing, Vic Joseph? He be wilding, bro. I'm like, you really talk crazy to Booker T. He must really like you.
Fightins loves when Taz buries Tony.
Yeah, it's funny, man.
Well, they played well.
Yeah, they
go
do.
ahead,
They
Tony.
do. Go ahead, OG.
Yeah, one thing that I think the big key, one reason I think the commentary team has found the groove is I think Taz has been on a lot more. I'm a big Taz fan. So
Same.
Yep.
I love this podcast.
I think when he's on there, I think it's just a better commentary team overall. I think he's kind of in a way, I think he's kind of the glue. I like the lead commentator, except sometimes he tries to go too fast. But he's better than he was. So I mean, not that he's not got better, but
He's good. He's an indie-rific commentator, though. That's one thing I know about Excalibur. He's commentated a lot of indie shit.
Yep. But yeah, I think Taz I think that's one reason that's gotten better.
Yeah, I agree with that. We do get a lot more Taz, and there's some, I don't know, there's a sense of calmness with the commentary team nowadays.
Well, I think too.
They're fun,
I think
lighthearted.
I think the flow of the shows have been so much better. Other than that one where they had 8 matches.
Yeah.
But really, to me, their shows and I'm not. I hope the sickos don't go crazy on me. I think their flow is trying to be a little bit WWE like. They're trying to have that, that start point, that middle point, and the end point. They're trying to have a thread, and I think the shows have got a lot better and with the threads, and I think their promo placement though has really been good, probably better than what WWE has been lately as far as their promo placement. So I think they're hitting all strides because they've got more structure as far as the show goes, and that probably helps commentary too.
That's a great point.
Excellent point. No,
you can paint a better picture if the picture is in focus and everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
Absolutely great point. All right, y'all. We are going to go ahead and hit this break real quick. We got to pay some bills. When we come back, don't worry. We saw y'all out there in the household. When we come back, we're going to hit the chat. And then after that, we are going to give our loves and lows for this episode of AEW Dynamite from Detroit, Michigan. Once again, it was a great show. It's been a great discussion so far. We're going to continue that on the other side of this break.
Hello everyone, it's the Pope Elijah Burke, founder and president of the Love Alive charity. I wanted to take this brief moment to share with you my charity's continued humanitarian efforts to positively impact the impoverished communities in and around the greater Jacksonville area. This cannot be possible without your support. If you'd be so kind, please take a moment to visit our website, love-alive.org, to learn more about the charity and its mission. Also, feel free to donate to our 501c3 organization that operates off of the donation of the public, which is you. Whether that be by website or via Cash App, $1 help makes a difference in the lives of others as we continue to positively influence many people by being the change that we wish to see in the world.
Welcome to the Brainbuster t-shirt website where your favorite podcast team in your house lives. Look at all these fantastic options you have. If you want that sweet hype, we got it. You wanna be divinely designed at yours. Have you lost your voice? We have all that voice merch for you. Are you just a part of the household? We got that too. Brainbuster Tees is where our YH live. Brainbuster Tees is where our YH live.
Hey guys, it's the executive producer of the In Your House podcast, Alakon the Con Man House, here to tell you on this commercial break to like and subscribe to In Your House on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at the In Your House Wrestling Podcast. Subscribe on Twitch at Team IYH. And remember to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And leave a review and 5-star rating. We thank you for your continued support. It all helps for us to stay charted and continue to give you that work. Hey guys, welcome back to In Your House. And man, first, before we hop into this and get this discussion going, because we're about to hit this chat, this episode is brought to you by Goalie Nutrition. Fuel your day with Goalie's great taste and wellness gummies designed to support your everyday health. Head over to goalie.com and use promo code IYH to save 25% off your order. But we're about to jump right back into the conversation because that's all part of the work. And listen, we're going to hop in this chat, see what they're talking about. As far as this episode is AEW Dynamite. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's hit the chat. What do we got, voice?
All right, Anthony. Trust me, we see all of your stuff, buddy. You are,
He's gonna let us know.
First up, buddy. Don't you worry. We're gonna go through all of Anthony's questions, so you guys can hit it and give him the appreciation he deserves.
Let's get him.
This was what started his rant.
Okay, all right. So this is what pisses me off. This is Anthony Manzano. He gave up on the whole story with the Will Ospreay and the United Empire trying to pull Will in different directions. I don't know. See, here's the thing. I don't know if they gave up on it, if as much as it was like not giving up on it, more like, were they available? That's my thing. Were they available? And then he says, instead, Tony just had Will turn on John quickly by punching him at the pay-per-view. So I feel personally, once again, I've been real critical of this whole story with Moxley and the Death Riders and Will Ospreay. I'll say this, as messy as it was, I think they did find a good way to kick out of it that's kind of alienated Will Ospreay from everybody, and Moxley is now probably going to come after Ospreay, and now Kenny is taking this sinister turn that I don't think any of us really expected, and it's not even that sinister. It's Kenny basically saying, you thought that I was just that, old yeller to take behind the woodshed and put a bullet in it. You think that I'm giving up on myself. I got the championship. I'm about to defend the championship at one of our biggest shows of the year. Does it look like I've given up? So I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the story there, but I do like the way that they kicked out of it. OG, I want to get some of your thoughts on it before we get into the loves and lows, and then we're going to get another question here from the chat. But where are you at currently with the Death Rider, Moxley, Will Ospreay thing? Because it got real messy there for a second. Do you like where we're at now as far as where we're going with it, or do you still wish we could have went somewhere else?
It's been a weird story. There was times I thought they might be heading in the right direction, and then it kind of changed again. I really still don't know what to think of it. I think they went a long way around to get to a certain situation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And we'll see. I mean, I think right now they want Kenny to be, I don't think he's a true heel yet. Maybe he will, maybe he won't be, but I think they want him a little bit heelish for the England crowd.
Yeah, they're just kind of preparing for that.
Yeah, so I don't know if after that he won't be a heel. I don't know where they're going with that. It don't make complete sense. But I thought yesterday was a step in the right direction for that match. I'll say that. Now, where the story goes with Moxley and him, I don't know. I just hope it's less Moxley on my TV.
I agree with that, and this is an early thought, and I could definitely be wrong, but I think there might be a possibility that we might be seeing Ospreay and Moxley at All Out. I think there's a possibility that could happen in Chicago. So I don't know. Voice, let's get some of your quick thoughts on it real quick before we hit the chat again.
I don't think the story's over. I think someone's being played right now, and it's Kenny Omega. And, well, I liken back to Ocean Spray's love that he gave about being a Death Rider and all the things that he loved.
Yes, he said he loved being the Death Rider. Yeah,
couldn't pull the trigger.
It was cool being in the locker room, bro.
I couldn't do it, bruv. And
that damn voice.
One, I see you in the chat, you little booger. Oh, the show started with Will Ocean Spray. Couldn't ask for more.
Couldn't have been any better.
Shut up. Fightins one. I do love this though. If you're talking about our Raw review show, I fucking love you. Thank you, Fightins. Thank you.
Yep. Appreciate it.
But I don't know what's coming from you. But yeah, I think that there's a little bit of a swerve about to happen, and it's going to happen at a All In. But if it doesn't, I could see where you're talking Howse. All Out. We get Mox versus Ocean Spray. I think they should have done the triple threat here and then just have the explosion between Will and Mox at that, and then have the rematch at All Out. I thought that's where they should have went with it. Ooh. But where they're going with it, the London crowd's going to get a great match. And it's, I still would piss all over him and not make him the champ in London. I would do that. That would
You're
be
a monster.
Yes.
I love it.
But that's where I would go.
For sure, man. For sure. I gotta say I do like the trajectory of the story right now. I think it was muddied up, and they've muddied up less, and now they've opened up all kinds of different possible future challengers for if Will Ospreay wins the title at All In. We'll talk more about that, but let's hit the chat. One more chat, and then we're going to get to the loves and the lows, so let's make it a good one. Let's see what they're talking about out there in the household. What do we got?
Okay, so let's go with this Mercedes comment by Anthony.
Let's hit it. All right. So Anthony says, I think as much as I feel that Mercedes is finally hitting her stride, I think TK is screwing up her booking at the beginning, is making it hard for me to get behind Mercedes now. Well, I don't know if right now they want you to get behind Mercedes. I think they want you to get behind Willow. If that's what you mean. But Mercedes, she's came in since her returned really for the Owen, and she's been wrestling pretty consistently and cutting good promos. I mean, and plus, like, I don't know, they're booking her right into one of the main title matches with one of the biggest feuds. That's one of those fight forever feuds between her and Willow. I don't know if I agree that the booking is bad. I think they're booking her in a way that makes sense for Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, I think AEW is doing exactly the emotion they want from a fan like you, Anthony. They're hitting it, and if they're doing that and they're making you not want to get behind her, again, they're hitting their stride with you, man. That's what you're supposed to be at. I understand where your frustration comes from a lot of Tony's choices in the past. But I do hope when you watch AEW, you're putting on your AEW glasses, you're setting your expectations for an AEW show, and you're along for the ride of them getting better. Trust me, as a team that we are, and as long as we've watched Dynamite and commented about it weekly, it's going to get better. Just sit back and enjoy the moments that you can find enjoyable.
For sure, absolutely. I feel you there.
I
And
like
I
this
see,
comment real quick. Oh,
is it
sorry,
is it the
House.
one that he just had?
I did not see the one that he just put up. No,
Okay,
it was something
let's get
that's
to
going to
the
be all
let's get to it.
okay. I just wanted to highlight what Fighting's One is saying because I think he might be on to something here.
Fightins, what we got Fightins here? He says, I know people might think it's crazy, but I think Ospreay is AEW Sting. Are you talking about like his WCW run? I'm not saying that you're saying, are you saying he's like Surfer Sting? Cuz we've been watching him. Are you saying he's like Crow Sting in a way that he's standing all by himself? What do you mean by that? Voice, what you think?
I think Fighting's is coming from the aspect that everybody wants Will Ocean Spray on their team, on their side. They're trying to pull him in one direction or another, in which they
Yeah.
tried to do that with Sting back in the day.
They sure
And
did.
And when the fans get look, Sting could do no wrong in WCW. We've seen it. We've seen he put on great matches. He went away for almost a year, and then just did this gothic theme of a crow.
Crow,
you
yeah.
know, and he became beloved, and then it evolved into what he did. But I could kind of see where he's coming from because Will Ocean Spray, whether I like him or not, it doesn't matter because the mass majority love this dude. And
Yeah.
it's worldwide. It's Sting was worldwide. He was the guy that you tuned into to see what he's going to do next. People are tuning in to see what Will Ocean Spray is going to do next because he just left the Death Riders, supposedly. He's
Yeah.
left them. Another thing though, doesn't Moxley and the Death Riders do some really malicious shit to people they get rid of out of their group?
Yeah.
Don't they attack them and beat them down? I mean,
Yeah.
haven't we seen that? We haven't seen that with Will.
No, not yet.
I think we're gonna get some blood. Not exactly that. I'm not saying they're gonna make a stipulation. I'm just talking about the way shit happens during the Bloodline Rules match with all the run-ins. I think we're gonna get a Bloodline Rules-esque type match at All In where there's gonna be a whole lot of run-ins. I could see a whole lot of run-ins, but I see out there in the chat, Anthony. We gotta push on here because we gotta do our loves and loaves. Because OG, he's got his 8 o'clock show coming up. You know, this man is one of the most busiest men in professional wrestling podcasting. So we got to get this man going, and we're gonna get right into it. That's the loves and the lows. Now, there was a lot I loved about this show, but we always got to keep it balanced here. We haven't done the loves and the lows for a couple of weeks. I thought with the way this show went is it put me and voice on for sure. We got to keep it balanced. We got to bring the loves and the lows back. So we're going to start with OG. Give me some loves. Give me some lows.
A lot of them I've already talked about.
Yeah, for sure.
Andrade loved Willow. I think when it's all said and done, Willow will be the overall face of women's AEW.
Yeah.
Once it's all said and done, 10 years from now, when you think of AEW women, you're going to think of Willow. I think she's that person. I really do. She might be the female Sting for AEW in a way. The ultimate good guy type character.
Yep, good guy, alternative promotion. Yeah, I see it.
And Cope and Christian and the Young Bucks thing got me on board. That was something I was surprised about. That was a shocking thing for me. But the one thing that I mentioned earlier, the guy that I think is ready to be pushed and it just continues to impress me is Bandito.
Yes,
I think
man.
Bandito is outstanding in the ring. I know he don't hardly ever talk, but I think he's ready to be in that main in the main. I mean, right up there. And I hope he don't get forgotten. He puts on great matches with everybody, but I think, and I know he's the Ring of Honor champion, but that don't mean a crock of beans to me.
Oh my God, yeah, we just talked about that. I
All
swear,
right,
me and Voice did.
Grayson.
I'm just sorry. It just don't. I mean, it's an internet show. It's not even on TV. So
Yep.
I get what you're
I mean,
saying.
I hate to say it, but I mean, it just what the way it is, unfortunately. But Bandito, I loved him back in Ring of Honor. 6-7 years ago. Was one of my favorites. So, and he just continues to impress. So he was almost kind of a little bit of the standout for me.
Yeah, for sure. I love Bandito. Anytime he's out there and doing this thing, he's always entertaining. What about some lows?
Lows for me, Brawling Birds. It just they're okay in the ring, but on the mics, it just kind of sucks the air out of the room. And then it got even worse when later on in the show we had Brawling Birds and Divine Dominion in the ring at the same time.
Oh man.
It just ain't doing it for me, guys. Hopefully they can get that worked out. And just too much. The Moxley. That was my thing. The show went 2 hours and 35 minutes last night.
Yeah,
Went
it
over
was
35
long. It
minutes.
was a little longer.
Did we really need? And I'm not putting Commander down in any way. Great performer. Did we need Moxley and Commander on that show?
No. The answer is no. That's part of my lows.
Could have took the 15 minutes off that show, and then we could have ended at 15 after, or 10 after, or whatever. But Moxley needs to be on every show 3 or 4 times, and that's my other low. Too much Death Riders. Just too. If they're on the show once a time, that's fine. If Moxley's on once, that's fine. We don't need to see fucking Moxley and the Death Riders 3 times in one fucking show. I'm just sorry we don't.
Yeah,
it's just
no,
too much, and it's going to show in my letter grade because it would have been a number higher if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, I get it. And I get what Brucey is saying too. He says, do you really need Moxley on any show? Man, and that dude, it's like he doesn't have anything else to do. Like, he's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna he's like the older guy who shows up, used to be on the high school football team, and he was really good when he played, but then he blew his knee out or something, so now he just shows up to all the football games and talks about how he used to be so great and this and that, and always trying to warm the team up and stuff. That's Moxley, man. He's just like, he has nothing better to do except for show up to the arena all the time like, well, I'm here, so I might as well wrestle. You know, like, what?
And I don't want to say, well, I probably shouldn't say it that way. I guess he needs something to do. He's not drinking anymore, so he needs
something. Yeah,
to fill the time, which is a good thing.
It's a good thing. Yeah,
it's a good thing. But did you guys notice that in his last little segment that they had with him and the Death Riders, which I tuned out of some of it, but he said they're getting ready to do a Continental Cup, where he's going to be taking on all these opponents.
Yeah, what is that? Was it? So is it the Continental Classic? Is this the same thing as the Continental Classic? Is it different? What's happening?
It kind of sounded like to me that, like he's going to be put in a tournament, and he's got to go through this tournament, and anybody can become the new champion. He's going to defend it in that tournament. It's the way I'm taking it.
Yeah, because he didn't really thoroughly explain it. He explained it in Moxonese.
Do we need Moxley? I don't get it.
I don't know.
They should have had Bandito take the damn belt off him, and he should be the champ.
Yeah, or we just don't have the Continental Championship at all, because what are we even doing? Why do we have this many mid-card championships? I don't know. I'm going to bitch about that forever. But, Voice, let's get to you, man. Give me some loves and give me some lows.
Well, before I do that, I have to say this, and I know it's going to ruffle some feathers, and I know all of you in AA are probably going to lose your minds when I say this, but my wrestling and my love for wrestling is more important than John Moxley's sobriety. So what I love about this show was the fact that this show was a great show. This, to me, was one of their best Dynamite shows that they have put on thus far. That crowd, fantastic crowd. I love the fact that Detroit, in my opinion, you guys are a rival to Chicago now. You have upped the game. If they go to Chicago, they better be just as amped to see some wrestling as this crowd. And the fact that one of my huge loves, and I know I ripped them apart a few weeks ago, but the fact that Tony Khan thought that ICP was like at the dark part of the show, and with the national TV got to see ICP coming out on an AEW show, blows my mind. I love these things. I love when wrestling is wrestling.
Yeah, man.
My
Hell
biggest
yeah.
love of this show was this felt the most of a WCW Nitro or a ECW live show. This was fantastic. They hit on strides. I enjoyed the flow of the show. I enjoyed all the segments of the show. I agree with you guys. We need less of the Death Riders. We need less of Moxley. Moxley, right now, I'm looking at the Death Riders and I'm trying to think like Tony Khan as a wrestling fan, and he's thinking he needs a group that was like DX, who was able to have multiple segments throughout the show and the crowd loved it. Well, you cannot push things like that. Those have to organically grow. You could get away with that with probably the conglomeration right now with Willow. You could probably do 3 or 4 segments with them and get away with it. But you can't do that. You can't force it down the fans' throats. That would be my hate, my loathe of it. Just the fact that it feels like they're forcing the Death Riders down our throats.
Oh.
And I know they just got off a big story with Will being a part of it. But I'll eat all of those words, Tony. I will eat them up if they do a weird screw job over with Mox teaming up with Will against Omega. If they do this at All In, I will eat my words, and I will love every Death Rider segment that they do from here on out.
Man, I got to tell you, this whole thing, it's confusing with where they're going.
Yeah.
We're just going to have to wait and see, but that's also not a bad thing either. So, all right, let's go ahead and get to my loves and lows so I can wrap this thing up and we could call this a really great episode. First off, one big thing that I really noticed and that I actually liked, and I know we're talking about the Death Riders and the overexposure of the Death Riders. I have to admit that I love the fact that they showed the camera shot in the back with Moxley watching the match and the post-match situation with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay, and he's like, "What are you doing? Why are you raising your hand? Why? He's going to turn on you. He's going to turn on you." And then when it happened, Mox was just like, "I told you that was going to happen." I don't know why I liked that. It felt real. It felt like something that was different to me. And even though I'm not a fan of the Death Riders and I'm not a fan of Jon Moxley, I like shots like that feel real. We just talked about a situation, me and Voice were talking about Sami Zayn, and I was talking about his character with him getting screwed over and whatnot, and even putting like videos of Ring cameras on there, of him having arguments. Like, my whole point in saying that is I like segments that feel real, that felt real to me. So I enjoyed that. I loved the triple threat. The triple threat was fun. I said it to you guys in the chat earlier. Jungle Jack Perry, man. I mean, I'm a fan. It's over now. Like, I'm a fan. The gas tank that dude showed in that match when he was just like, boom, 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 tope suicida, back in the ring, tope suicida. Oh, I'm getting back in the ring. Oh, moonsault off the top rope to the outside of the ring, and then he just keeps going and going. I'm like, I'm just sitting over here watching this, and I'm like, when's this dude gonna stop? I mean, the motor on the guy, it was. I prefer real glass, Bruzy. All right, I prefer real glass. I'm with Jack Perry. I enjoyed it. I really enjoying it. The Willow segment was emotional. It really made me feel like, hey, this lady is really a cornerstone with this company. She's organically grown. She's not no disrespect or anything to anybody who came over from WWE, but she's not some WWE talent. She's homegrown, AEW through and through. She's been one of their greatest organic signings up there. I might say maybe not on levels, but definitely in the orbit of like an MJF to me. Like, she's a cornerstone of the women's division. She's amazing, and I thoroughly love it. The commentary team was light and fun. I enjoy it. Everything was great. I enjoyed the confrontation between the Don Callis family, and Don Callis was great on commentary. Some of the things I noted that he said that I really liked was he compared the Don Callis family to the 90s Bulls when talking about there's some tension, and it's like, we're not here to be friends, we're here to be competitive. And he noted and said, that's the problem with you non-wrestlers. You hate the thought of somebody not liking you. You can't stand it. We are a coalition. We're not going to get along all the time. We're there to win championships and be competitive, even if that means within the family. And I'm like, Don Callis is doing a hell of a job of tying all this shit together. Because, like, for a stable that I was pretty low on about a year ago because I thought it was too many members, I really locked in and started listening to the stuff that that Don Callis was saying and the way he's pushing this stable. And that dude, you know, we talk about Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman's brilliant. I still think he's the GOAT manager. Don Callis is up there, man. I mean, he's really raising his stock in a major way. So I just thought that was fun. Will Ospreay, he's over, man. It is what it is. Love it, hate it, he's over. And I see the vision with him. But my last love before I get to my loathe here, well, I'll say this. I enjoyed the Maya World stuff, but also that loathe too. But the last love here is the way I feel when I watch AEW. Like, for real, the way I feel when I watch AEW, it's not like I'm about to watch an overly produced WWE show. I feel like I'm watching a Nitro with different people, different characters, different. And I'm not saying, oh, it's just like WCW. What I mean when I say I feel like I'm watching a Nitro, I feel like I'm watching something that is at the budget of a WWE, but it's not WWE, and it's completely different, and they're not shooting on WWE, they're not talking about WWE, they're not doing it, they're just doing their own thing. And that's what I felt like WCW was doing for a long time there before it got all personal and messy and stuff like that. They're just staying in their own lane, and AEW just makes me feel good when I watch their shows, whether it be Dynamite, a Collision, or especially one of their pay-per-views. I feel good when I watch AEW right now. So yeah, that's there with the. Okay, so with the lows, I'll keep this tight. We didn't need the Jon Moxley Commander match. I love Commander. Commander's amazing. I think he's super talented. I could have done without that match. I love the fact that Maya World picked up a victory, and I think that she's improved a lot in the ring. I don't know if I need Sheeta and Chris Statlander involved in this. Like, I just don't know if I need them. Like, Maya World, she's on a big rise right now. I just don't know if you want to stick Statlander and Sheeta. I'd be okay with Sheeta, just because she just lost the title, so there's kind of going to be a little bit of stick to him. But, like, Chris Statlander, for me, is just forever a charisma vacuum. Like, just, she does nothing for me when she's on my screen. I'm like, oh, there's Chris Statlander doing things. And I'm like, she's, like, you could interchange her, the Divine Dominion, but they could be either one of them. Once again, wrestling outside in my backyard, I wouldn't open up the shades. I got no interest. I have zero interest in anything Chris Statlander is doing. And I don't like the idea of sticking her to somebody as red hot as Maya World, who's everything that's happening with her is just so amazingly organic. I mean, from filling in a buy-in to being the understudy to the understudy to doing all this under tremendous tragedy with losing her older brother who introduced her to wrestling, winning the TBS championship on her birthday. Everything's lining up for Maya World to be a future top star for AEW. She's only 24 years old. I just don't know if putting somebody like Chris Statlander attaching to her is even a good idea at all, because Statlander's going to drag her down, because they just want people for Statlander to bounce off of, because they want to keep her working. So, yeah, just no Statlander. I'm good on that. We saw the return of Adam Page, and I could give a fuck less. I just don't care. I mean, I don't care at all. Like, he's there. He got into a little bit of action. We got a chance to see a buckshot lariat. I'm like, bro, sit your Red Dead Redemption depressed teacher cowboy ass at home. I don't care.
Forgot botanist.
That I don't care. Like, I've never. Can the guy put on an amazing match? Yes. Is he the modern day guy when it comes to those Texas death matches? Yeah. If he's in a Texas death match, I'm watching it. I'll tell you that right now. But the guy bores me to death, and I just absolutely don't care about anything that he's doing outside of a Texas death match. I just don't. And yeah, Brucey, he's nothing compared to Ethan Page at all. I mean, it's night and day with those guys. But yeah, those are my loves. Those are my loves. That was the AEW Dynamite review show here at In Your House. Before we get out of here, though, we got to give ratings to the show. OG, what are you rating this show?
I'm gonna give it an 8.
8? Okay.
I would have given it a 9, but the Death Riders Moxley killed me.
Yeah,
So,
I
but
get it.
But it's one of the better shows. I mean, it was a really good show. So, I'd say it's the second best show that they've done in the last 6 months.
For sure. I still put Beach Break pretty high up there too. I thought Beach Break was an incredible show, so I see what you're saying for sure. But let's give it to Voice. Voice, what you got for this show, brother?
Giving us a 9. This one hit a lot of elements that I loved. And it's showing the progression of AEW as a company. So they got a 9 out of me on this one. Thoroughly enjoyed this show.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Voice. I hear what you're saying, OG, and of course, everybody who's listened to this show every single week knows that I'm frustrated with the Death Riders, but damn it, I loved this show. I had a blast. You had Rhino in the building. You had ICP in the building. The crowd was hot. The matches were great. I love the stories that they were telling. Was it Death Rider heavy? Yeah, it was. Do I love that? Hell no, but I'm giving this show a 9 because that was a fun watch front to back with the crowd involvement there. You want a late love, you guys out there, Detroit, Michigan, you guys were the MVPs. You showed why wrestling is prominent in Detroit, why that's a wrestling town. I loved watching it. They're going to do it again right now in Detroit, Michigan and Collision, and that's just a perfect place for us to wrap this up. So if we want to watch Collision right now, or even what I'm going to be checking out, I'm going to be watching some TNA and see what's going on over there, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that probably on Sunday, talk a little TNA, but let's get on out of here, call this a really great episode. OG, you got to get out of here, man. Go ahead and plug all your stuff, and we'll get you out of here, brother.
Yeah, we got a show coming up here just a few minutes on Gonzo's Sports Room, Wrestling Room, Face or Heel Pro Wrestling Talk. So check that out. And then 10 o'clock tonight, we got Gonzo's Sports Room. And then all the shows next week. Check us out, man. Hope you guys enjoy what we're doing.
Hey, you guys are doing great work. You guys did great on the after party for Raw. I know you guys are going to do one for SmackDown as well, so we'll make sure we get prepared for all that. But we'll get you out of here. Voice, you know what to do. Let them know where you at, Voicey baby.
All right, fans. So if you want to check us out, why don't you stop in and talk about some AEW with us next time at 6 p.m. where we go live on a Thursday and we talk AEW. It's the AEW Dynamite show, and it's a great show. It's a fun show. It's an OG Tony Howse and Voice show. Outside of that, if you like talking Monday Night Raw, we have a review show for you. It contains me, Kevin Calloway, and Bruzy, where we talk Monday Night Raw. We set you up. We let you know what we like. We each give you a topic that really moved us with the Monday Night Raw, and we bring it to you. And then we allow you guys to swarm the chats with all your nonsense and craziness. It's a fun time. Come join us at 6:15 on a Monday. Or Tuesday, sorry. Outside of that, there's the WCW watch along where me and Howse, that's what we do. We watch. That's right. WCW. We go back in time and we watch the things that made us smile as kids while we ate our hot dogs, macaroni. I don't know what you ate, Howse. I know
it was Pop-Tarts, bro.
Pop-Tarts. See, there you go. You gotta love it.
Pop-Tarts.
But you can join us and have that time again with the WCW show on a Wednesday. It's at 6 p.m. Fans, we love you. If you want to catch more of our stuff, you want to hit us up, www.inyourhouse.com, where you can catch everything, our friends, our blogs, our thoughts, all those things. Email us anything you want. You want to buy some stuff from us, you can get it there. www.inyourhouse.com. It's a fun time.
Hey, it's a great time. www.inyourhouse.com, www.inyourhouse.com, www.inyourhouse.com. This Saturday, I'm going to be in Columbus, Indiana for Emerge 98, Back in the Saddle, where myself, Money, Power, and Respect, that's Paragon and Chris Moore, we're going to be teaming up with the Naptown Nightmare, Jawan Thomas, to go up against Lord Crew and those filthy No Limit Demons, Matt Diesel and Nakeem event. Make sure you guys check that out. Once again, Columbus, Indiana, that's going to be a great time at the Bartholomew County Fairgrounds, and you guys already know, come check it out. It is door opening at 6, bell time at 7. It's going to be a great time. www.inyourhouse.com, www.inyourhouse.com, www.inyourhouse.com. Check it out. We're going to be covering SummerSlam. It's going to be great. We're going to get OG out of here so he can do what he does best, and that is put in that work. And that's HOWSC, and that W does stand for work. So for the OG of professional wrestling, Tony Gonzalez, representing Gonzo Sports Room, Gonzo Wrestling Room, for the voice, Josh Joseph, and the whole team here at In Your House. I'm Alakam the Conman House, here to remind you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to hop on this bandwagon, get on or get gone, because the household is still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. www.inyourhouse.com. We'll see you. Well, we'll see you tomorrow night. Peace.
Dynamite, 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 dynamite.